There's this huge security risk hiding inside most AI systems, and honestly, almost everyone overlooks it. It's this massive blind spot, and it's not just about vulnerability. We're talking serious financial and regulatory trouble. So let's break down what it is, and more importantly, how we can fix it. Okay, so let me ask you this. Which data actually trained this model? Seems like a simple question, right? But believe me, for so many security and AI teams, this is the one question they absolutely dread. And not being able to answer it, well, that's where the real danger starts. Because let's be real here, if you can't answer that question, you're basically operating blind. It's not just a small risk, it means you have fundamentally zero visibility. You're just flying blind in a world that absolutely demands precision and, hard proof.
All right, so how do we fix this? How do we stop flying blind and turn that AI black box into something clear, something traceable? Well, the answer comes down to two really powerful ideas: data versioning and data lineage. Seriously, these are the keys to unlocking real security in AI.
Let's start with the first one, data versioning. Now, the easiest way to think about this is like Git for your data. Simple, right? Just like with your code, every single change you make to a dataset, a feature, a config file, it creates a permanent, unchangeable record, a new version. So there's absolutely no guesswork about what changed or when.
And that idea builds perfectly into our next concept, data lineage. See, if versioning gives you all the individual snapshots in time, lineage connects the dots. It gives you the full story. It's basically a traceable map of the entire data journey, from the original source stat, through all the processing and engineering, right up to the final prediction the model spits out. It's that complete end-to-end visibility we've been talking about.
So you've really got two paths you can go down. On one side, you've got without lineage. This is where you're always playing defense, always reacting. You can't prove compliance, you can't really investigate when things go wrong, you're just vulnerable. But then, on the other side, with lineage, now you're in control. You have full auditability, you can respond to incidents way faster, and you can actually defend yourself when regulators come knocking.
Okay, so all this theory is great, but what happens when things actually break? Let's get into some real-world stories. We're going to look at 3 crises where having versioning and lineage wasn't just, nice to have. It was literally the only thing that could save the day.
Okay, first up, picture this. You're at a bank, and your main fraud detection model just goes haywire. All of a sudden, it's flagging 40% more transactions as false positives. That's a huge spike. Your customers are furious, you're losing money by the second, and everyone's looking at you. The pressure is on. What do you do? Well, if you have data lineage, you don't panic. You just follow the map. The team can immediately see, aha, someone pushed a new dataset version, and it wasn't verified. The fix is almost surgical. You just roll back to the last stable model, v3.3, and you update your workflows to make sure this never happens again. A total crisis that could have dragged on for weeks, solved in a matter of hours.
All right, incident number 2. This is a different kind of fire drill. A regulator walks into your office, you're in healthcare, and they ask the one question that makes everyone nervous. Prove to me that no protected patient information, no PII, was used to train this model. And the fines for getting this wrong are absolutely massive. This is where lineage basically becomes your legal shield. You don't just say you were compliant, you show them. You pull up the lineage records. Here are the exact anonymized dataset versions we used. Here are the hash values proving the data hasn't been tampered with. And here are the approval logs for every single step. It's irrefutable proof. The audit is passed, 0 findings, case closed. And our third incident, this one could be ripped straight from today's headlines. You've rolled out a new internal GenAI chatbot to help everyone be more productive. But then, it starts leaking sensitive company documents. We're talking confidential strategy docs, right in its answers. For a security team, this is a code red 5-alarm fire.
So, who's the hero this time? Data versioning. The team can look at the versions and pinpoint the exact moment the poison got in. Look, it's right here in dataset v2.1. That's when someone added all the internal wiki pages without proper checks. So, what do? Block that source, put in new approval gates, and safely retrain the model on the secure v2.0 dataset. The leak is plugged, just like that. Okay, so by now you're probably thinking, right, I get it, this is important. But the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you implement this stuff? Well, let's walk through the playbook for getting this done, and for you to gain real control over your AI pipeline. And the good news is you're not starting from scratch. This isn't some abstract theory. There's a whole ecosystem of mature tools out there.
For dataset version control, you've got things like DBC, LakeFS, and Delta Lake. For keeping track of your models, you've got MLflow, SageMaker, Azure ML. The list goes on. And to tie it all together into those end-to-end lineage graphs, there are standards like Open Lineage and Apache Atlas. The tech is already here, ready to go.
And here's the really crucial part. This stuff is no longer just a good idea or a best practice. It is fast becoming mandatory. You look at major regulations, GDPR, HIPAA, ISO 27001, even the new EU AI Act. They all require this level of immutable records and traceability, so not having it isn't just a security risk anymore, it's a guaranteed compliance failure waiting to happen.
Which brings us to, really, the new foundation for AI security. We're at a point where the conversation has shifted. It's not just about, does my AI model work anymore? The real question is, can you prove how it works? That's the new baseline.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? If you can't trace it, you can't trust it. Think about that. Real, genuine trust in an AI system can't just be based on hoping it does the right thing. It has to be built on solid, verifiable proof, the ability to trace every single thing back to its origin. Anything less than that, it's not trust. It's just a gamble.
Ultimately, this all comes down to a fundamental mindset shift. Our AI systems aren't just cool science projects in a lab anymore. They are core business infrastructure. They're making critical decisions that affect real people and real money. And they have to be treated that way. Built, managed, and secured with the exact same rigor as any other piece of regulated, mission-critical software. And that is the ultimate payoff. All of this work, the versioning, the lineage, the logs, it all leads to one simple, powerful outcome. You go from that scary state of operating blind to a place where visibility gives you complete and total control over your AI systems. So, I want to leave you with a question to take back to your own teams. Think about your most important AI model, the one your business relies on, and ask yourselves, what is it really built on? Is it a solid foundation of proof, or are you just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best?